What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. So let's talk about D'Angelo Russell for a minute. It's weird with this situation because D'Angelo Russell is such a dynamic young player, and he has a crazy story. We all know what happened with him and Swaggy P when he did something young and stupid, and everybody called him a snitch for it and stuff like that. But I hate to see a young player get labeled for something he did one time and it was a stupid mistake. But with D'Angelo Russell, he has done a couple other things like, getting caught with the marijuana at the airport and, some other couple stupid things here and there. But the talent is there, no doubt. He's come along and he's basically what the Lakers thought he was going to be when they picked him with the second pick a few years ago in the draft. And, what's crazy about D'Angelo is what a humble kid he is, but he's also very, very confident. And this situation is difficult for him because him going from the Brooklyn that's basically being the face of the franchise to going to a storied world championship, really, really good organization with the Golden State Warriors. It's a good and bad thing for him. And I'm gonna talk about from both sides. I'm gonna talk about from the Golden State Warriors side to the D'Angelo Russell side. So let me talk about D'Angelo. So like I said, he's coming from Brooklyn. He had a rocky start with the Lakers. He had his moments and stuff like that, but because of the situation we talked about earlier, the Magic Johnson once they drafted Lonzo Ball, which pretty much they had to draft Lonzo Ball for the simple fact of the NBA is a business, and if you don't draft a kid that is from LA and his dad had a big mouth and they had a show and he was pretty much the most popular basketball player since LeBron James, not because of his play. He is a good player, but just because of all the shenanigans, the big baller brand, and everything going on, you had to draft him. And with that being said, and them having to draft Lonzo Ball, you had to get rid of D'Angelo Russell at the same time of him doing the stuff with Swaggy P and stuff. So when he went, and the talent was there. He was hitting good shots and he was playing with Kobe and stuff like that, and he had ice water in his veins and everything else. But once the trade happened, he really proved he wanted to show and prove that the Lakers made a mistake. And in hindsight, they really did, because if they could get a chance to get him back, they would. And not saying Lonzo Ball's a bust, but they went ahead and traded him. But hey, if they didn't have Lonzo Ball there, they probably wouldn't have got D'Angelo Russell in the trade, or they probably would have had to trade, Anthony Davis in the trade. So it's a strange situation. So when D'Angelo went to the Brooklyn Nets, he had couple of breakout seasons there. He's been playing very, very well. Got him to the playoffs, had a late run. Made the All-Star team, I think, because of an injury. Don't quote me on that, but he was an All-Star. But he was an All-Star talent, anyways. And he just hit big shot after shot. He's got that flat-footed, left-handed three-point shot that he can, hit with his eyes closed. He's a big-time pick-and-roll player, obviously. He comes off those picks a lot. And, Golden State doesn't do that too much. Now, they did it with Mark Jackson, but they don't do it too much with Steve Kerr. But I think they're going to run some of that action with him. But I think it's a good trade for him. The good thing is he gets a change of scenery, and he gets to be humbled, and he gets to grow as a player, and gets a chance to be around one of the hardest workers and one of the best guards and best shooters, or the best shooter of all time, and that's Steph Curry. And also he gets to be around Klay Thompson and see how those guys work. So I think that'll be a good situation for him to learn. But the bad thing is he has to take a step back and not be the man anymore, because that's not his team. Even though he's a great talent and they're going to a new city and stuff like that, those tickets are going to be a lot of money. He has to take a step or two back, and he's not going to be a leader of this team. He has to humble himself. He went from the leadership role, even though he's young. He's really young. He has to basically say, hey, Steph, what do I do? Hey, Klay, what do I do? Draymond, lead me. Steve Kerr, what do I do? So, that's a good thing and a bad thing, but hey, it's a humbling experience. But from the Golden State Warriors standpoint, from where they came from to winning, basically 3 championships in 5 years, almost winning 4, almost winning 5 actually. They choked against Cleveland in 2016, and then last year, obviously, with the injuries, because they would have beat the Raptors if it wasn't for the injuries. The GM, I think his name is Bob Myers. He had a big mouth and said some stupid stuff. You know what he did at the parade and stuff, and saying about Kevin Durant, and the thing with Draymond Green, and they just really didn't make Kevin Durant feel like he fit in, I don't think. And so, he left. Kevin Durant left, and he went to Brooklyn, the team that D'Angelo Russell came from. And because of free agency moved so fast, and Bob Myers even said this is the fastest free agency he's ever seen, they had to make a move. You can't just lose Kevin Durant and not get anything. So contract, and then Golden State said, no, we'll take him. And everybody was scratching their head once he decided to go with the Golden State Warriors, because if you lose Kevin Durant, it's like, you don't want to lose that much and not get anything back. So they got D'Angelo Russell back. Obviously, he's not Kevin Durant, but I like the move for a couple of reasons. One, while Klay Thompson is hurt, it'll not put everything on Steph Curry offensively, because D'Angelo Russell can obviously get you 20, 25 a game, and you can't just load up on Steph Curry, and it gives you another backcourt person that you gotta respect his 3-point shooting and everything. Plus, with the new arena, you can put D'Angelo Russell on the ticket and his name in lights and stuff like that on the billboards and stuff, because he's a remarkable young man and stuff. But do I see them keeping him long term? It depends. I like it because they're really not losing anything. Because here's the thing: Klay Thompson's going to be out until, they said, mid-season. Whenever that is. Sometimes they come back a little early. Sometimes they come back a little later, depending on if they're trying to be careful with it or not. But I like it because they can ease D'Angelo Russell in. Now everybody's talking about their backcourt's not going to be very defensive, but who is very defensive really, except the Clippers and stuff like that. Nobody really plays defense like that, and everybody's scoring over 100 points. I think defense is a little bit overrated now, I think, but they're gonna put up a lot of points. At the end of the day, who's gonna score the most points? And I think that what they should do is just try out D'Angelo Russell, see how he fits in the offense, and then once Klay comes back, hopefully it'll be before the break, the All-Star break, or the trade deadline, excuse me. They can see if they can play together. Put Klay in at the 3 a little bit, and Draymond, at the 4, and they're going to play small ball. They do that anyways, and then see what happens with them. But if it doesn't work out, then they can always trade them. I would keep them. Actually, I would keep them throughout the season. See how they play together, and then if they fail in the playoffs, then and if it doesn't work out and the chemistry's bad or something like that, at least you got an asset you could trade for a big man or something like that. So I like it for both sides, for D'Angelo Russell, short term and long term. But D'Angelo Russell is definitely a talent in this league. He's got a long ways to go. He's very, very young. But I definitely like it for both teams, or both sides of the equation. But for Golden State, the bad thing about this situation is you lose Kevin Durant, and that hurts them real bad. But so I like it for both D'Angelo Russell and Golden State. So we'll see what happens in the future. But I can't wait for this season to start and see what happens with D'Angelo Russell with the Golden State Warriors. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think it was a good, basically a trade for Kevin Durant and D'Angelo Russell? It wasn't really a trade, but, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think it's, a good thing for D'Angelo, good thing for the Golden State Warriors, bad thing for D'Angelo, bad thing for Golden State? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, all right? Thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. And don't forget, if you can believe it, you can do it. Thanks for watching. You guys know I appreciate it. And remember, folks, always, always treat people how you want to be treated. And everything will be okay. This is NBA Jerry, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.